Hey, what's going on? Aaron here. Hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video right now, you might be checking out this little app called Listeners. Okay, it's the Listeners app by Codehead Labs. And maybe you're wondering, is this app legit? Maybe you've seen it. They're saying that you can get actually paid for listening to people talk and just being a good listener and helping people with their problems. Sounds great, right? But let's see if this can really make you money online and how much money can it really make, all right? Now, at any time, if you want to get my favorite way to get to $5,000 to $10,000 a month, 100% from home, click the link below and I'll share with you my favorite strategy. Now, on this channel, I've reviewed literally hundreds and hundreds of different strategies online to make money. Some of them really good, some of them so-so. A lot of them though are big waste of time. So let's check out Listeners to find out how good this really is, or is this just a big waste of time? Now, Listeners is a very interesting app and service, okay? So basically what you can do is you can sign up as a listener from anywhere in the world. And basically, apparently, they've got a database of people that are interested in just speaking with people on the phone. They have problems, they're very lonely, and they just want to talk about all sorts of topics. And they'll call you, and essentially what you can do is you can set your time. You can, well, first of all, you can download it from the Play Store right here. Okay, so you can come here, Google Play Store, right? And you can see right here, basically, it's time to cash in on your expertise that's valuable. So basically you set your profile up. Are you an expert? Are you just a general phone conversationist, that kind of thing? You listen to people's problems, you can give them advice on specific things and things like that, and you can set up your schedule, make it available for you, and then at that available time you wait for people to call you, and when they call you, you just speak to them on all sorts of topics, and you get paid depending on what you set your rate at. Okay, so here you can basically set your rate to whatever you want. Okay, so as low as 1 cent per minute all the way up to as much as you want. It could be 10 cents a minute, 30 cents a minute, 50 cents a minute, $1 a minute to talk to you, depending on your expertise, right? So it sounds pretty cool, because it sounds like if you're an expert in something, maybe you're a relationship expert, maybe you have a science background, maybe you're a fitness coach, right? It sounds like people can basically tap into you and you can just talk to them, set a rate, get paid, and it sounds really, really awesome, right? Or you could just be someone who is just a general, you've got no expertise. You're just a good listener and somebody really needs someone to talk to, you can even talk to them. So there are a lot of lonely people out there, right? And I've reviewed a lot of different platforms where you can actually chat with people on the keyboard, all right? But this is more, this is more interactive because you're talking to a real person. So sounds really, really cool, all right? And you can do it from anywhere in the world. Cool way to make some additional income, all right? Now, how much, or how do they pay out? So first of all, they pay out once per month using PayPal on the 15th of the month, right? You already know that you can work anytime, you can set your fees at any rate, okay? And you can talk about pretty much anything that you want, and you can also talk with different experts, okay? Now the big question is how much money can you make from this type of app? All right, so let's do the math on this. Now it also depends on your expertise and what people are willing to pay depending on what they want to talk about, right? So the lowest that you can set is 1 cent per minute, but let's just play devil's advocate and say that, okay, you're an expert in something and you can charge a little bit more money. So let's just say 50 cents per minute, and if someone's willing to pay that, right? And let's just say on average, you talk to people on the phone for an hour per day, okay? So 50 cents an hour per day, 30 days a month, you're gonna make roughly about $900. So it's not bad for an hour's work a day talking about something that you're an expert in already, right? Now $900 is not gonna break the bank, okay? But $900 as extra income on the side is not too bad if this whole thing works, okay? But here's the thing, with Listeners specifically, unfortunately, if you go to their reviews, you will see that this app has a lot of problems, okay? So I'm just gonna come here into reviews, and I'm going to basically, instead of going through every single one, I'm just gonna share with you what are the biggest problems with this app, okay? Unfortunately. So in concept, it sounds like a great app, all right? If you're a basketball coach, or you're a weight loss trainer, or you're into mindset work, or you just want to help people go with their lonely day, it sounds like a great app. But unfortunately, the execution is really, really bad. So most of the people complaining, and there are a lot of complaints on this app, unfortunately, you can just see, right? 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 1 star, right? 1 star, a lot of 1 stars, 1 star, 1 star, 4 star there, 2 star, 1 star, okay? So what are the biggest complaints? The biggest complaints are the app just doesn't work properly, okay? So people try to sign up to become a listener. Maybe they saw an ad somewhere on social media and they're trying to sign up to become a listener, but they can't sign up properly. Okay, so for whatever reason, they've got an issue with the code, it doesn't work, lots of bugs, they just cannot sign up properly. The second major problem that people are complaining about is that once they get signed up, they're not getting any callers. Okay, so you set your time, you set your schedule, you set your profile up, but they're not getting any callers. So look, if you set your profile up but you're not getting any callers, then what's the whole point of this app if you can't earn? Now, some people have been on the app for a week, 2 weeks, they've only had one call. Okay, and so what's the point of doing that? You make like 50 cents, maybe you make $1, but you can't even withdraw that money because it's too little for listeners to actually pay out to you. That's a big problem right there. Okay, the other problem with this, and this is what people have said directly on their reviews, is that they tell you to go and promote yourself. So a big part of listeners is about creating a profile and then promoting yourself. All right, because they don't have enough callers. That's basically the problem. So there's a few things, right? Technically, it's not set up correctly. They don't have enough supply of people wanting this service because maybe they don't do a good enough job advertising it, right, on the back end. And so you're a listener, but you're not getting any callers, which defeats the whole purpose of this whole app in the first place because you can't make money. And then they tell you to promote yourself, right? But the problem is most people don't have a following. Most people don't have some sort of big social media following to promote themselves as a listener. If they had that, then they wouldn't need this app to do that, right? The whole point of tapping into something like this is you want a network of callers so that you can be a listener and make money. Does that make sense, right? So this whole app, the execution, and if you read some of these, it's just really bad, right? So essentially, it doesn't work. Let's just put it that way, okay? Because you can see here, right? I love the concept. The overall goal is brilliant, but F for execution. First, I've never heard of this app. With that being said, I signed up and realized that you have to promote yourself. Self-promotion happens on whatever social platform you utilize, okay? You are promoting the app as well. After a week of open schedules, I received not even one appointment. I believe the app would be great if it was better marketed in a better way. So that's essentially it, right? So I would say, unfortunately, the idea is great with listeners, but the execution is just extremely poor. You can't get any callers, which means that you can't make any money. And if you're not already huge on social media, which is very likely that you're not, then you can't promote it to a group of people. So what's the point of this app in the first place? They don't have a network. They don't have a network of callers you can tap into. I would not recommend using this app at all. It's kind of a waste of time. I don't even know why they created it in the first place, to be honest, all right? So if you came across listeners, stay away from this app. It's a huge waste of time. Now, what I would say is that if it did work, it would be a kind of a cool way to make a little bit of additional income. Because remember, not everyone's going to pay 50 cents per minute to speak to you, right? Some people might if they had a huge amount of callers, but they obviously don't, okay? So even at 50 cents, you're only making an additional maybe $900 per month, which is like additional play money, It's not going to change your life, but it's some additional play money right there, right? But if you really want to change your life, I think doing something like this is not really going to move the needle for you. You need to use a more powerful strategy, okay? Now on this channel, I've reviewed hundreds and hundreds of different strategies, all sorts of different things. Some interesting ones like listeners. This is a very interesting one, right? Chatting with people, all sorts of different business models, freelancing, different websites, all sorts of apps, stuff like that. But out of all of them, and there are a lot of bad ones that I've reviewed actually, like listeners, right? There are some good ones, okay? Now out of the good strategies, I've distilled it into one strategy that I think an absolute beginner has the best chance of, from going from, off the street, not making money online, no experience, to earning their first $5,000 to $10,000 or more per month, depending on how much effort you put into the strategy, 100% online. And if you would like to check out the strategy, I've got a free masterclass. Just click the link below and I'll send you that free masterclass that will go through it step by step if you would like to check it out. All right. I hope you enjoyed this review of listeners. Stay away from this one. This is a big waste of your time. And I hope to see you on another video review. Take care.